Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the Redacted Report. I am your host. Coming to you from an undisclosed location. Today's episode, we're going to talk about the Halloween Ends teaser trailer that dropped a few days ago. Now, I'm a little late to the party. I did make a video before, but I had a few snafus, so this is kind of a retelling of it. I kind of had some other thoughts anyway, so this is all good. So, a little late to the party, but hope you enjoy anyway, so let's get to it. First of all, I'm going to talk about what I liked about the video and all that good stuff. And then we're going to obviously get into the meat of it and the giant effluent in the room, as you will. And yes, I know I said effluent, not elephant. I was being a wise ass. But anyway, let's get to what I liked about it. Obviously it was only like, minute and 15 seconds long or so, give or take, a little over a minute long. But I like the aesthetic I'm seeing. It looks like they're going back to the more slower paced aesthetic and everything like that, like in Halloween 2018. Obviously the blue lighting with Michael has returned, which is always a good thing, and there's a lot of people who really like the blue lighting. I'm a fan of it as well because it kind of makes the mask just kind of pop, even when it's dirty and burned and grimy. It just kind of makes it pop a little bit, which is good. And of course it looks like there's going to be a little more stalking involved, and it looks like it's obviously going to be a completely different movie from Halloween Kills, because Halloween Kills was a big departure from Halloween 2018, which was by design, and this movie is going to be supposedly a big departure from the entire Halloween series, according to everybody from Jamie Lee Curtis to John Carpenter. This is going to be just a completely different Halloween movie, which could be good, could be bad, I don't know, we'll see. I do think that David Gordon Green and Danny McBride and the people involved in this trilogy, I mean, they've gained some. They've got some slack with me, I guess, for lack of a better term, with this, because they've done a good job. They clearly actually are fans of the entire series, and they respect the source material. Whether you like Halloween 2018, which is divisive, Halloween Kills was just absolutely. I mean, I could say Halloween Kills has been more divisive in Halloween lore than the Rob Zombie films, and that's pretty damn divisive if you think about it, because there's a lot of hardcore zombie people out there. But I enjoyed Halloween Kills for what it was. There were a few scenes in that movie that I didn't like. There's one scene in particular about that movie that I won't even watch. I'll fast forward through it. It's a vital scene for the whole mob rules mentality, but it's just hard to watch. But hey, that's just me. It doesn't really take away from the rest of the movie. I enjoyed it and everything, but I like how and there's some callbacks to other movies, like they've done, I think, a masterful job in the two movies. Some people think they're a little too obvious and everything, which I guess I can understand what they're talking about. Me personally, I liked them, and like the house, that when it shows the POV shot and the breathing of Michael walking into the house, that's always good. That's something that returns, because that's, Michael's breathing, that's just iconic, you know what I mean? And the POV shot, just like with the first movie and all that good stuff. And also, the house that he walks into, that Laurie is, I'm guessing this is Laurie's house, probably lives there with her and Allison probably live together. It looks a lot like the Carruthers house from Halloween 4 and 5. To me, it looks like it. Obviously, it just looks like that kind of house. So that was a nice little wink to, Thorn trilogy fans, which I am one of those fans. So that's always good. And Laurie, obviously, if you look at her outfit and her hair, looks very similar to she did in 1978. Very nice little callback. Another wink to the audience. That's a good one. They did a lot of good things, and obviously you see a lot of the new characters. Some of them are obviously going to meet their demise there. Most of them are probably not going to be fleshed out characters, so that's going to disappoint some people, but they're basically there as just, Michael fodder. And you saw that the one guy, I can't remember his name right now, but he and what appears to be a tunnel, obviously, because the whole the working title of the movie is Cave Dwellers, and I think that there's going to be some tunnels and some sewer tunnels and tunnels underneath this Haddonfield, and that's where Michael has been hiding for 4 years. If he, like I said in a previous video that he may have been captured again, but that might be a little too redundant, so I think he's hiding out in there, and I'll get to I'll get to that part in a second. And so, obviously, this dude's down in the tunnels and someone grabs him from one of the corridors. And so, probably Michael, so he's not long for this world. So, it looks good. It looks like it's more of a traditional Halloween movie than Halloween Kills. I liked Halloween Kills, but Halloween Kills was a departure from what your traditional Halloween movie is. It's more like, it's kind of a slow burn, stalking. I mean, none of them have really been like the original 1978 in terms of the slow burn, stalking Michael who seems to be everywhere and nowhere at the same time. That's never really been repeated, at least not as effectively as what Carpenter was able to do in 78. But it seems like they're going back to that a little bit and doing their thing. And like I said, they got enough credibility, David Gordon Green and Danny McBride, and basically everybody who's worked on this movie behind the scenes and everything, the same people who's worked on the last two. So obviously they care about the material, which you can tell in the movie that they care about the material and they're not just there for a quick paycheck to do whatever they got to do with it. So that's always a good thing. So they've got some leeway with me on that. So overall, it looks like it's going to have a more of a spooky vibe. As much as you can have a spooky vibe in a slasher movie nowadays. Because, I mean, I don't know. I love slasher movies, but let's face it. Has there really been a scary slasher movie in the last 2, maybe 3 decades? Not really. But even though they're not scary, they're still entertaining. So let's just get to the big issue that everyone noticed in the trailer. And I'll admit, I didn't notice it the first time because I wasn't really paying attention. But I did notice it because I watched it again, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. And it involves the first scene in the trailer where, the POV shot walking up the steps, and when Michael, or presumably Michael, someone in a Michael mask, pushes the door open, you can see he's got all his fingers and his hand doesn't look burned. So that's clearly not Michael Myers, obviously. Could that be a dream sequence? Maybe. I'm doubting it. But it could be a dream. You never know. But someone on my last video who brought up something very interesting. Very, very interesting in a comment. And his name was the commenter's name was Keith A. And he brought up something that just kind of got me thinking a little bit. And I kind of took his idea, I'm expanding on it a little bit. And he basically said that Nick Castle in this movie could be like the hermit character in Halloween 5 who helped nurse Michael back to health that whole year. That's presumably what happened. I'm pretty sure Michael didn't just lay on that slab for a whole year and have the guy do nothing. So I'm guessing Michael, who was very injured, he knew he needed, obviously he was hurt. You could tell in Halloween 5 he was hurt. He needed attention. So he used that guy to rest up for a year, and then when it was time to go back and do his thing on Halloween, he just disposed of the guy, didn't need him anymore. But he thinks of Nick Castle, who has been a part of the movies, the last 2 movies, and he has played a Michael Myers like in a little snippet here and there, just kind of as a callback. Like I believe in Halloween 2018, he played he was dressed up as Michael in the scene where Laurie thought she saw him through the window, and she shot the mirror. I think that was Nick Castle. I don't know. I haven't really checked to see if Nick Castle did a little scene like this in Halloween Kills. Obviously, you can't do too much with Nick Castle because he is way smaller than James Jude Courtney. So you can't really have him in too many scenes. But maybe if this is the last one, which it won't be the last Halloween movie, but it may be the last Halloween movie in this run, in the Blumhouse run, and the way they're doing it, maybe Nick Castle has an expanded role and he plays a character similar to the hermit who nursed Michael back to health, because Michael is obviously he's injured, and if you reference my last video, I don't think he's fully supernatural, so he does need time to heal up. He's been burned, he's been shot to hell, he's been stabbed, beaten, he's taking a beating, and he needs to rest up. So maybe down in the tunnels beneath Haddonfield in the sewers, he's taken down by this mysterious character, could possibly played by Nick Castle, who either helps nurse him back to health, or maybe even keeps him locked up in a makeshift dungeon of sorts while he heals up until he can unleash Michael for whatever nefarious reasons he may have, whether it's just like he worships him or he just wants to use him for his own benefit of some sort. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just a guess. But maybe let's just say the premise, which is just probably way off base. This is what I've come up with. Maybe the scene we see where he's walking up the steps and he opens the door, and of course Laurie's got him dead to rights with the gun. What if that's like the first scene of the movie, and that is the character, that is Nick Castle playing Michael, obviously not the real Michael, which we've established that, because that's either a major oversight by the production crew and the special effects department, or that's not Michael. I don't think they've been pretty meticulous about the detail in the movies for the most part, so I don't see how they can miss that. And James Jude Courtney obviously wouldn't miss that either, or whoever would be playing Michael would be like, hey man, I'm not supposed to have any fingers and my hand's supposed to be burned up. They didn't grow back. So what if opens the door, it's the guy who's been helping Michael, and then Laurie just flat out just blows his brains out all over the place. And maybe when they can identify the body, and obviously they know what Michael looks like because they released his picture on Halloween night in 2018. They know what he looks like, and they've seen him burnt up, but they know what he looks like, and maybe this person here looks completely different, and maybe that's a way that Michael is unleashed upon Haddonfield again. Maybe they, for whatever reason, like getting revenge for Laurie killing him, and also taking his revenge on Laurie for everything he's done and her family. Or maybe Michael's just like, you don't copycat me, I'm going to show you how it's really done. I don't know. I could be wrong, because I've read a few different synopses of the movies that would not go along whatsoever with that theory that I have. Like I said, just a theory. I don't know. Because, I mean, I've read a few different synopses of the movie, and I don't know what's right, what's not. And for the most part, to their credit, they've been the people involved in the production have been very hush-hush about this movie. And this trailer, in particular, didn't really give away a lot of things. A lot of people say it gave away the ending of the movie, which I don't understand how they gave away the ending of the movie. Like, okay, maybe the fight in the kitchen is the last scene of the movie, but all we see is those two, fighting each other. Michael trying to stick her hand down the garbage disposal. She hits the awesome back headbutt and stabs him in the hand with a knife. And of course, you see his hand is burned and missing the finger, so that's the real Michael. But you don't see who kills who, and we don't even know if that's the last scene of the movie. Who knows? Maybe she stabs him and she gets away to regroup, and Michael disappears to regroup himself. Who knows? We don't know that. So they've done a pretty good job. We'll see. Obviously, it's a teaser trailer, so so far so good of them not giving away the whole movie in the trailer, but there's going to be a full trailer, I would guess, probably no later than mid-August, if not sooner. This is just the same teaser I believe they played at CinemaCon, so that's just like a little appetizer, kind of wet your beak a little bit. And they did start the advertising a little late, but I think that's probably better because Halloween Kills with being obviously delayed a year, and then they did seem to start the advertising a little early. Kind of, some people can get burnt out by that. I didn't. I was excited, and I was happy with how Halloween Kills came out. There was a few things I would have changed, but hey, everybody has that thought. Everybody would change something. And there'll be things, I'm sure I'll like this movie, and there'll be things I'd change about it. That's just a personal opinion. But they did a good job of not giving away the movie so far. We'll see what the actual theatrical trailer, which runs, maybe 2.5, 3 minutes on average usually. Sometimes longer. I'd say in between 2 and 3 minutes would be good. I mean, me personally, movie trailers nowadays, for the last maybe at least, 20 years, have pretty much given away the whole movie because they're so damn long. Some are over 3 to 4 minutes. A movie trailer does not need to be really any longer than this teaser trailer was. Because you're not supposed to be giving away the movie. You're just supposed to... You're selling this, like as Dr. Loomis said in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, you're selling the sizzle, not the steak. But, that's another story for another time. But I enjoyed the trailer. It got me hyped for the movie. Obviously, I've been hyped for the movie for a long time. I'm a big Halloween fan, big Michael Myers fan. And I don't think they're going to disappoint me. I mean, I understand that they say it's going to be a different movie. And I believe it's already confirmed there's more than one villain, which explains this guy who is sneaking into the house and trying to get to Laurie. Because at first I thought, is someone playing a Halloween prank on Laurie? Then, common sense prevailed in my mind. It was like, what mentally deficient nincompoop would prank Laurie Strode like that? Because you know it's going to happen to you. You're going to get a bullet right in between your eyes. That's one person you do not do a Michael Myers prank on is Laurie friggin' Strode. So, who knows what's going to happen? Like I said, you just heard my theory. I mean, I'm probably going to be way off because I don't really know. And there might be spoilers out there, but I'm not really going to be looking for them too much. I just watched the movie. But it's going to be a fun time, October 14th. It'll come out. I won't be there opening night because there's going to be a big crowd of people in my theater because there's only one theater in my town. So, and it's going to be pretty packed. And I'm just not a big fan of people. I mean, the last movie I went to on opening night was Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and the theater was packed full of people, and I had to deal with all those moron mouth breathers, and I had to watch Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. So that was not a good night. So I'll wait a couple of weeks and then go on a random afternoon at 1 o'clock or something just to beat the people because I don't really care about people. I've gone to theaters sometimes where I was the only one in the theater, and that was just awesome. Sit there and enjoy the movie, not have to worry about morons on their phone or talking amongst themselves or whatever. So I'll be late to the party on that one. Obviously, my review of the movie will be a couple of weeks late, but I'm still, going to enjoy it. I'll probably do more videos about this stuff as things come out. Of course, the next trailer, I'll do another video, and we'll see what happens, and maybe it'll prove that my theory was completely wrong, which it probably is. But like I said, just a theory, just something I thought of to kind of expand on the guy's theory in my comment section. Keith A. That was actually a very interesting theory, though, because it would be a good way to give Nick Castle a little bit more something to do, as he was the original Michael, and in my opinion, the best Michael, although James Jude Courtney is a very close second. But, like I said, good trailer, interesting. I'm looking forward to the movie. It's going to be fun. That fight in the kitchen looks like it's going to be pretty damn good, and got to give Laurie credit for holding her own. Of course, she wants revenge for pretty much her entire family, which is basically just Karen and her idiot husband, which I don't even think anyone's mentioned or misses because he's a moron. He's probably somewhere getting peanut butter on his penis because that was just so funny. But, didn't have a whole lot left to lose, so she's going to fight with all she's got to try to take Michael out once and for all. Even threw an F-bomb in that trailer, which is kind of funny. But, let me know what you think in the comment section. I want to know, because I'm curious what you people think, what theories you may have. Because you may disagree with my theory, you may find my theory interesting, you may want to expand on it as I expanded on his theory. But, like I said, could be wrong, but that's the way I see it. Just hit me up in the comments and let me know what you think. And I thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time on the Redacted Report. Take care.